He had the breaking ball working today. Just ask Joe Carter here in the second. Joe gets the whiff. In the fourth, the whiff again. Pat Borders, the whiff as well. And then freeze it, Pat Borders. 4 Ks, 2 hits through 8 for Gullickson. Sparky looking on. Trouble is brewing. Roberto Alomar singles to left in the ninth. 1 out. Tigers up 1-0. Gullickson exits stage left, and in comes Mike Henneman. Gullickson went 8 1/3, gave up 3 hits, struck out 4, 2 walks. Next batter, Paul Molitor. Past Chris Gomez, Alomar goes to second. After Alomar would tag and go to third on Joe Carter's flyout, John Olerud stings Henneman, brings in Alomar. Molitor goes to third, and we're tied at 1. The next batter is Tony Fernandez. Fernandez brings home the game winner. Molitor scores, and the Jays win it in their final at bat by the final of 2-1. Detroit relievers are 13-21 on the year. Their starters 40-32. Jack Morris gets the win, his first win in over a month. Todd Stottlemyre, Jim Abbott, Monday starters in New York. More on Ricky's arrival and the impact.
He was facing Jim Abbott. The second place hitter, Roberto Alomar. 2 strikes, called strike 3 by Joe Brinkman. Alomar was not happy. It was the first of 12 straight that Abbott retired, but it was Alomar retired for the rest of the night. Thrown out of the game by Brinkman. He goes berserk. Cito Gaston tries to defend his players. Cito gets tossed as well. The Blue Jays were up in arms in the early going. To the bottom of the first, this game scoreless. Runners on the corners, no out. Mattingly lines one the other way. Willie Cañate with the catch and the gun, and Wade Boggs is absolutely out at the plate. Bottom of the second now for Todd Stottlemyre. Man on first. Bernie Williams hits it. Alomar's out of the game. Alfredo Griffin playing second gets the nice force at second. 43,300 at the stadium going crazy. Bottom of the fourth, bases loaded. Mike Stanley, 3 grand slams this year. Stottlemyre, a great at-bat. Pitched him with breaking stuff down and away. The entire at-bat, a lazy fly ball, ends the threat. Top of the fifth, still scoreless, and Abbott still has it going. Tony Fernandez, the comebacker that Abbott turns into a 1-6-3. Scoreless through 5. To the 6th, the Jays break out. A man on for Devo, a good pitch, a slider on the inside half of the plate, and hits the screen. A 2-run homer for Devon White, who's not going to be hitting in that spot anymore. Ricky will be the leadoff hitter. Todd Stottlemyre pitched very well and leaves a 4-0 winner. He called 8 hits over 7, did Stottlemyre. The best game he pitched all year. Melito
2 on for Donnie Baseball. Doubles to left off Pat Henkin, and Ricky knows how to play to carom. Wade comes in, and Ricky heads up, goes to third and gets Dion James. The Yankees led it 3-0, and Henkin is upset with his performance. In the 6th, the Yankees leading 4-3, but not for long. Steve Howell facing Roberto Alomar. Alomar had a tremendous night. Brings in Ed Sprague to tie the game at 4. Well, Steve Howell, like Pat Henkin, upset. In the 8th, Jays up 5-4. Steve Farr against Paul Molitor. The Sacks are juiced. 2 runs come in. Jays go up 8-4. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It's now 8-5. 2 on for Danny Tartabull, making a bid to tie it, and nearly did. Boggs will score, and the tying run now at second with 2 outs. Cito Gaston couldn't get Dwayne Ward up to warm up in time, so he brought in the former Yankee Al Leiter to face Paul O'Neill. Lefty against lefty, and the Blue Jays left the ball yard with the victory. Sprague ends it. The Jays hang on to win it by the final of 8-6. Ricky, in his debut, had a base hit, 2 walks, 2 runs scored. Henkin allowed 4 runs on 12 hits in 8 innings. Olerud, by the way, 0 for...
Would they improve on that? Dave Stewart on the hill, 48,000 there to watch, and Danny Tartabull goes down. Stu, 4 Ks through 4. We're scoreless in the 5th. Gallego, the shot to left center. It goes over the fence. Is his 6th, and the Yanks are up 1-0. Bottom of the inning, it's 3-0. Mike Stanley comes to the plate, and he also will go deep to left. Devon White, though, is back there. How many great catches have we seen in the outfield? Another one. Takes away the home run. Meanwhile, Scott Kamenecki was on his game. Watch the breaking ball fall off the table, and White goes down swinging. 7 1/3, 2 runs for Kamenecki. Bottom 7th, it's 4-0 with 2 outs, and Paul O'Neill, some insurance off Tony Castillo. Wade Boggs and Randy Velarde both come in. It was 6-zip. They go on to win 6-2. The top 5 in the Yanks order didn't help much. They went 1 for 12. Gallego did have 3 hits. Yanks now 2 back, and the series record at the Bronx is now even at 54 wins apiece. Scott Kamenecki pitched well, but had to leave in the 8th with a stomach virus and slight dehydration.
Facing Greg Vaughn. Henkin gone. 23rd on the year. 1-0 Brewers on the solo home run. Game got a little chippy. Ricky Bones rushing back Ricky. Well, Bones knocks down Tony Fernandez, and then Henkin says, forget that. If you're going to do that, I'm going to do that to your guy. Vaughn gets nailed. Vaughn would get his revenge in the 6th. Gone. A moment of silence for this. 24th on the year. Brewers knock off the Jays, winning it by the final of 5-2. Bones goes the distance, picks up the victory. First career complete game. Olerud, by the way, went 1 for 3, a single, walk, RBI, also a whiff, and he flew out to center field, batting 391.7.
Dave Stewart on the hill for Toronto. He retired 11 straight till Brian Harper came up. And Brian Harper extends a hitting streak to 17, a career high for him. Minnesota would take a 3-1 lead to the 5th. Scott Erickson had worked himself out of a couple of jams, but couldn't work himself out of this one. Joe Carter breaks out of a big slump with a hit, scoring Ricky. Devo runs through Nick Levis' stop sign and beats the throw. Game tied at 3. Next hitter, John Olerud. A drive to left center field. Shane Mack on his horse. This horse will not get under the finish line in time. Carter scores a triple for Olerud. After a little bit of a slump, Olerud 3 for 4, hitting .395. Molitor and Sprague followed with RBI hits, and the Jays win 6-3. Ricky had his first steal as a Blue Jay in this one. Best start of the season for Dave Stewart. Just 7 wins he has, but 3 in his last 5 starts. For the Wednesday highlights, there's Ricky, bottom of the 1st. This is what he's here for, to get on base to start the game. Quickly off of Jim Deshaies, the leadoff single. Next hitter, Devon White. Fair ball, double left field. Ricky on 3rd, Devo on 2nd. Next hitter, Paul Molitor. To the gap in left center, unplayable. Henderson and White score after 10 pitches. The Jays lead 2-0, but Goose gives them right back. Top of the 2nd, the wild pitch. Ken Herbeck scores. It's 2-1. Next hitter, Mike Pagliarulo. Base hit to right field, scores Winfield, and it's tied at 2. That's the score, bottom 3. Here's Paul Molitor. Watch this pitch by Deshaies. It's not that bad a pitch, just above the knees, and Molly turns it around. Part of a 3 RBI night. He also scored a run, and from that point, Guzman settled down. Mike Pagliarulo singled earlier, but baffled by that tough pitch. 10 strikeout night for Guzman, his first win since June 26th. Good news for Toronto fans, a 2nd save in as many nights for Dwayne Ward. Joe Carter set the 4-2 win out. He has a split nail on his big toe. Brian Harper got a hit. His hit streak is 8. The Jack turns it around as we head towards September. A Kirby Puckett turned that around. A shot to left, homer 13 of the year for Puckett, 2-0 Twins. That type of day for Morris. Watch this scary moment in the middle innings. Mike Pagliarulo. A line drive, good self-defense by Jack. He knocked it down, he picked it up, he should have ate it. He threw it away. Pags would get to 3rd, later score. The Twins would take a 5-1 lead. Morris would get the hook in the 4th after allowing 5 runs. He said he felt like a minor league kid. He couldn't find the plate. Kirby found the baseball and found Al Leiter on the giving end of his 2nd homer of the day. That's a 3rd decker for Kirby. Pat Gillick, can you get some pitching help? You might need some. Maybe it's a sign of pitching desperation. The Jays signed vets Randy St. Clair and Matt Young. Assign them to AAA Syracuse. Minnesota wins this one by 7 to snap a 9-game losing streak.
Number 14, his first week with the Jays, now wearing number 24. We'll get to more on that in a minute, but it's Danny Darwin who had his number early, even though Ricky didn't like the call at all. 1-0 Red Sox, bottom of the 3rd. Runners at the corners and 2 out when Scott Cooper bangs one off the lower part of the monster. Sox scored 3 in the inning and took a 4-0 lead, 2 on the Cooper double. 4-1 Sox, top of the 4th. Tony Fernandez lines to 3rd. Scott Cooper doubling off Joe Carter. The double dip ends the inning and the Toronto threat. 5-1 Red Sox, top of the 6th. And it's Paul Molitor hitting one to center field. Devon White, the one wanting to tag and score from 3rd, but watch what happens with the ball. Roberto Alomar caught at 3rd. Nice diving tag by Cooper, and the Red Sox win a big one. 5-3 the final. The Sox snapped a 5-game losing streak against the Jays and pulled back within 1 of Toronto. And Ricky Henderson's number 24 Never a problem in Oakland.
In the third, Joe Carter. Gone. Two-run homer, 22nd on the year. The belt-high fastball, and he did exactly that, belted it. Roger looking at the rocket that left the yard. Meanwhile, Stu cruised. Freezes Scott Cooper. Stu faces the minimum through 3. In the fourth, 2 on, 2 out. Clemens walks Roberto Alomar. Roger gets those pitches at Fenway. Ken Kaiser didn't give it to him today, but he gave it to him a little lip service, and then Butch comes out pleading Roger's case. Clemens gave up 6 runs in 3 2/3. And believe it or not, when he exited stage left, they booed him. Stewart kept cruising. Jays up 6-1 in the 6th. And the 4.63 DP from Billy Hatcher. Stewart, 60 pitches through 6, 43 of those strikes. And the Jays pick up the victory by the final of 9-1. Olerud 1 for 5, had 2 whiffs on the day. He's still batting .390. Molitor, who may be their MVP this year.
With no time to salute Bobby O, the Jays with a pennant race to worry about. Crowd of 25,000 gave him the standing ovation. He certainly was appreciative. His wife Ellen in attendance, embracing the witted Patty Olin. To the game, top of the first inning, Devon White leading off for Toronto. He's on first. Then Roberto Alomar steps up, and he smacks his 12th home run out of the ball yard to left field. So the Jays led by a score 2-0. Very next batter, that's Paul Molitor, and you're rooting for Ojeda still, facing Molitor. Well, Molitor wasn't rooting. He's rooting for a home run. He gets it deep to left center field. His 18th home run on the season, 82 RBIs in the year. So the Jays led 3-0. Not exactly the start Ojeda wanted. Ricky Henderson again sat this one out. Still picking up some tips from Molitor. Ojeda, though, would settle down. Here he gets Darnell Cole swinging. To the 6th inning we go. Bill Wirtz on in relief. John Olerud takes him out of the yard. His 21st home run of the year. Jays win it 4-1. Dwayne Ward picks up save number 32 on the year. The complete line on Bobby O, 5 innings, 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks, and some relief.
The Jays playing in Cleveland, and in the opening inning, Ricky Henderson facing Tommy Kramer. Then he draws the leadoff walk. And then Devon White also walked. Roberto Alomar batting .322, hits a 3-run homer, his 13th of the year. In fact, the Jays have the top 3 hitters in the league. Kramer lasted 4 batters, didn't get anybody out. Not good. Jack Morris with a 5-0 lead. He really wasn't all that sharp either. At least Ricky didn't think so. 6-0 in the 5th. Glenn Allen Hill pops it up. Tony Fernandez doesn't hang on. Opportunity there for Carlos Baerga. And he delivers, scoring Sandy Alomar, who had a couple of hits, and Hill scores. Jack Morris wins, but another rough outing. 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs. Run on 19 games above 500 for the first time this year. Morris. Blue Jays hoping to hang up another banner. Early on, some good D by the M's. Devon White deep to right. Jay Buhner. Friday, he did it with the bat. Saturday, the leather against the wall. In the 5th, Ken Griffey Jr. at the plate. And there's the sweet stroke. Solo shot off Dave Stewart. 34th home run, 84 RBIs for Junior. It's 3-1 M's. The Dome was open in Toronto, and the sun got to this guy as well. The Jays had their chances. Joe Carter against Jeff Nelson. Bases loaded, and he gets him with a nasty curve, and the only man Nelson faced. In the 9th, 2 on, 2 out, Ted Power gave up 2 hits, but he gets Devon White to end it. Mariners 5, Blue Jays 2. Fleming gets the win, improves to 9-2. Mariners now 61 up, 61 down. Lou Piniella very impressed with the play of his club. They've been flawless in the field for 11 consecutive games. That is a team record. That went right out the Sky Dome window in a hurry as they stake the Jays to a 5-0 lead. And then it was the Jays making mistakes. Roberto Alomar, one of his 2 errors. Dave Magadan scores, and the Mariners eventually take a 6-5 lead. After Devon White led off the 7th with a solo homer to tie it at 6, the game got a little zany here as a fan comes out on the field and the security guard goes after him. Alomar's ball caught by Jay Buhner, but the ball is called dead. And Piniella argues and says you can't call the play dead because it was called after the pitch was thrown. Then another fan comes out on the field. Looks like a reject from the show Studs. Anyway, once they got to playing, Alomar singles. He should have been the first out of the inning, but a couple of batters later, Tony Fernandez with a base hit to score Alomar and John Olerud. The Jays take the lead and go on to win a wild one, 12-7. Fernandez drove in 3. John Olerud 2 for 3, scored 3 times, drove in 2. So he is now batting .388. Juan Guzman goes 7 for the win.
Joe Carter, a man on a mission, rocks Albie Lopez in the very first inning for a home run. That's number 25 of the year for Joe. 2-2 after one, and there would be more. Carter carried the Jays on his back, puts Toronto up 6-5 in the fifth, with homer number 2 on the night. Cleveland refused to quit, though. Sandy Alomar came through big time. Bases loaded single in the 8th. Couple of runs score, make it 9-7 in favor of the Indians. Bottom of the 8th. It's Carter time again. He delivers. This is home run number 3 in the game with the bases empty. Jays down 9-8. Carter's 5th 3-homer game. That's an American League record. Roberto Alomar, the game in the 9th, a man on first. Can he win it? No. Albert Bell makes the great catch to save the win. 9-8 Indians the final. Jack Morris was hit hard again. A 6.60 ERA. That's the worst among starters in the league. The one word Joe Carter used to describe the game, bittersweet. Ricky Henderson says he expects to play on Tuesday.
So tonight, and Julian Taveras gives up the home run ball here. A 2-run shot, so 4 homers in the last 5 at-bats for Joe Carter. An 8-5 lead for Toronto in the 6th. Pat Borders, one of his 3 hits. Here's a good view at Darnell Coles, headed home. Albert Bell's throw high, but Sandy Alomar gets the tag. Indian outfielders lead the American League with 42 assists. Still 8-5 in the 8th. Reggie Jefferson lines toward the outfield, but Joe Carter goes up and makes the catch, and the Jays grab one against the troublesome Tribe. Final there, 8-6. Dwayne Ward giving up a run of the night, but a club record 35th save. Olerud went 1 for 4. Sandy Alomar going 4 for 4. The Jays do expect Jack Morris to miss his next start because of the injury on Monday night.
The front-running Blue Jays had the advantage of playing first in the afternoon against the Indians. Pat Henkin facing the Tribe. Top of the 3rd, 2-1 Jays. Jeff Treadway goes deep to right. Joe Carter watches somebody else hit a home run. A 2-run shot, 3-2 Indians. Bottom of the 3rd inning, not kind to the Tribe. John Olerud comes up, the hit to right. Olerud 4 for 4. Then Paul Molitor, he goes the other way to left to score. Alomar tied at 3. Molitor 4 for 5, 3 RBIs. Ed Sprague checks in with the bases loaded. Comes up with the base hit in the gap. That would score Olerud and Molitor. Then Alvaro Espinosa with the throw to Carlos Baerga. Carlos can't handle it. Tony Fernandez scores on that play, giving the Jays a 6-3 lead, and the Jays win it by a score of 10-7. The Jays 17 hits in the win. How many guys can have career years at the age of 37? A home that is king, and that means John Olerud would sit for the 3rd time this season. Johnson would get some great defensive help. Tony Fernandez, little looper. Brett Boone comes up with the great grab. Dave Stewart facing Ken Griffey Jr. And Jr. a big performance. He hits a line shot to right, gets out in a hurry, his 38th on the year. Mariners at a 2-0 lead. Mike Blowers gets into the act. He crushes his 9th dinger on the year, so the M's had a 4-1 advantage. And Griffey Jr., this not a replay. See, this one has more of an arc to it as it gets out. His 2nd homer of the night, 39th on the year. Stewart not happy as you might expect. Mariners a 5-3 lead. Blowers not done either. Smashes his 2nd of the game, 10th on the season. The M's win it by a score of 6-3. For Johnson, 8 strikeouts. Ken Griffey Jr. now leads the Bigs with 39 bombs. He stopped reporters in their tracks by saying, "Don't you even come over here asking that question." The inquisitive wanting to know if Jr. thought he had a shot at 50 home runs. John Olerud popped up as a pinch hitter, so the average falls all the way down to 391.
Tweet by the M's, and fans were pumped for Brett Boone facing the sometimes shaky Todd Stottlemyre, and Boone goes deep. Check out Devon White. He thinks he has a shot at the Boone shot. He doesn't. 1-0 Mariners. Top of the 3rd, Blue Jays with a barrage of singles off Eric Hansen. It was Hansen who was shaky. First Darnell Coles, then Ed Sprague, and then Randy Knorr. The bases are loaded for Roberto Alomar. Revenge time for Roberto. He had a double play his first time up. The 2nd time going the opposite way for his first ever Grand Slam home run to put the Jays up 4-1. As for Stottlemyre, he settled down. Just ask Dave Magadan. He took a long look at the big hook. 6 strikeouts, 8 strong innings for Stottlemyre. Blue Jays go on to win at 6-2. For Joe Carter, he's now driven in at least 100 runs now in 5 straight seasons. But
now what happened? Yes, Ricky does have some friends in Oakland, even though he doesn't play for the home team anymore. Some good defense in the game. Mike Aldrete with a sliding catch to rob Paul Molitor in foul ground. But this night would belong to Ricky as he jacks, yes, a home run to left field. His 18th of the season. This makes it 3-0 Toronto. Pat Henkin having another good outing as he sets down Ruben Sierra not once, not twice, but 3 times. Give the man the silver sombrero. Dwayne Ward, yes, we know he's angry. Dwayne Ward on the pitch tonight. He'd get Henderson, that's Dave, Craig Paquette, and Scott Heeman once each. Cito Gaston, his team back in first place, all by the lonesome, a half game ahead of the Yankees. Pat Henkin now 10-1 on the road this season, but 400 may be out of reach for John Olerud. He went 0 for 4 Monday night, his average dropping to .382.
Jays and the A's from Oakland. A's first baseman Mike Aldrete, looking like the all-star he's replacing in Mark McGwire. Molitor to the 163 DP, but the stretch by Aldrete is the key. Next up, Tony Fernandez, hard grounder, and Aldrete dives and makes the play. The toss and the out, and McGwire says, "Oh, we know you can field, but can you hit, my friend?" In the 7th, 2-1 Jays, Aldrete takes out Leiter deep to straightaway center field. His 9th of the year. By the way, McGwire also has 9. We're tied at 2. In the 10th, Paul Molitor up. Lofts one. And it works because Roberto Alomar was on third, and he will tag up Henderson's throw nowhere near. Jays win 3-2. Their 3rd straight win after 3 straight losses in Seattle. Alomar extends his hit streak to 11 games with the double.
Front-running Blue Jays continuing their down and then up 10-game road trip in Oakland looking for the sweep, and Ricky got him off quickly. That's his 63rd leadoff home run in his career. Blue Jays up 1-0. Ricky played some defense as well. This off the bat of Brent Gates, all that foul territory out in Oakland. He makes the grab. Then in the 3rd, Randy Knorr gives the Jays a bit of a cushion. 3-run homer off Moeller gives the Jays a 5-0 lead. Toronto wins it by a score of 8-3. Afterwards, Cito Gaston didn't sound all that confident, saying, "Let's hope Chicago can win." Kind of refreshing. Usually just get the business about taking care of your own situation. Roberto Alomar hit by a pitch on his left hand. X-rays negative. John Olerud 2 for his last 18, so the average down to .382.
Sky Dome, see what transpired. The dome was closed, but Dave Stewart delivers to Ruben Sierra, who thinks about opening it back up again with a 2-run shot. The Jays had blown a 6-1 lead. It's now 6-5. Troy Neal homered right after that to tie it. We go to the 11th, still tied at 6-2. On Mark Eichhorn the pitch. Pinch hitter Jerry Brown, the governor, lifting a drive to left center. Ground rule double. Brent Gates scores 7-6. The A's would pile on 4 more to go up 11-6 with a score 11-7. In the bottom of the 11th, Domingo Martinez hits a grounder. Nice stop by Gates, who gets him at first. The A's win by a count of 11-7 in 11 innings. Oakland breaking their 6-game losing streak. The Blue Jays have now lost 4 in a row. The A's win on the road for just the 20th time all year.
The Sky Dome we go. Henderson on base, steals 3rd after a bunt moved him to 2nd. Robbie Alomar batting against a drawn in infield, and the ground ball is a single off Bobby Witt. It scores Henderson. Alomar's 77th RBI, a career high. Henderson's 100th run. 1-zip Jays. Juan Guzman does get some help. Mike Bordick goes deep. Devon White, who is right and makes the catch. 1-0 lead, held up through 8. We go to the 9th, and Ward is on. A single to Henderson, a walk to Troy Neal, then to Aldrete to load the bases. Then it's Brent Gates. Off Ward's hip. Pinch runner Kurt Abbott scores easily. Fernandez holds on to the ball. Draws Borders away from the plate. Ward can't believe it. The A's win 2-1. Ward said afterward he'd take full responsibility for the loss. His 6 blown save. 4 of those have come when he was relieving for Juan Guzman.
Morris, the starters, and Morris would benefit from some great defense. Check out Roberto Alomar, the backhand stab and the throw to rob Jerry Brown of the hit. A's in the 1-0 lead in the 4th. Kurt Abbott, his first major league hit's a home run. Steve Carsey loves it, and why not? Getting some offensive support, so it's 3-0 A's. 4-2 A's in the 6th. Edwin Nunez to Pat Borders. Borders comes through the clutch 2-out single. John Olerud and Tony Fernandez score. We're tied at 4. 2 outs in the 9th. Frank Castillo walks Ruben Sierra intentionally. And don't you know that'll always come back to haunt you? So Troy Neal steps to the plate and steps up big time in the game. Neal goes the other way. Scott Heeman rounding 3rd base. Here's the throw and the play at the plate. Great slide as Heeman gets around the tag of Pat Borders. 5-4 A's. They add 2 more to win it 7-4. The A's sweep the series, winning all 3 games in their series.
But they were winning this game as well when Lou Whitaker let it go right through the wickets. Tony Fernandez brings home 2 and gives Juan Guzman the lead, and Whitaker gets it back. A 3-run jack. Fryman had also homered earlier. Tigers led 5-3 on that upper deck poke to the 3rd. The grains open up. It's pouring, and so is Fernandez to the deepest center field in the majors. Well over Dan Gladden. Carter, come on, let's go. They tie the game at 5. They take a 6-5 lead in the 9th, and then off Mike Henneman, Fernandez continues to terrorize the Tigers. This 9th inning home run gives him 5 RBIs against the Tigers for the 2nd time this season. He's 11 for 24 against them with 13 RBIs. Guzman has now won 5 straight. The Jays even the season series at 6.
Vito take a taxi to the game? Was he one of the ruthless people in the stands? Enough. John Olerud off Mike Moore. Henderson scores, and Joe Carter knows who the RBI man is. Olerud's 100th on the year, and the Canadian fans love it and him. Great defense. Eric Davis robbed by Darnell Coles. There's some bad D as well. Dan Gladden's easy pop fly. Roberto Alomar, no. Blue Jays 5-2. Great night for Coles, who launches a double to right of Joe Baver. Tony Phillips can't make it. Olerud scores, and the Jays go on to win big 14-8. The game lasted 4 hours and 12 minutes. Longest 9-inning game in the day. Tony Fernandez had a hit for every hour they played. 4 for 4. 9th time he's done.
Well, we promised Twins highlights, and there you go. These guys are a little rougher. Look at the D by Robbie Alomar. Ranges to his right and throws out Kent Hrbek at first. Now later it's Devo. Are we not men? We are Devo with homers. 3-0 Jays. Just threw that in there, Fred. And look at Kevin Tapani. He didn't like that line or the home run. Now in the 6th, and Ricky Henderson singles to center. Ed Sprague is going to come in to make it 4-0, but Pat Borders, the leg never touches the plate. And alert Brian Harper puts on the tag, but it was academic. 4-2, Blue Jays win their 6th in a row. Win number 18 for Henkin, who allows 1 run on 2 hits in 8 innings. And Tapani, now 1-9 at home.
Todd Stottlemyre gets the start, trying to make it 9 in a row, and Stottlemyre pitched as well as he ever has. He gets Tim Naring with a wicked curve twice. In fact, he got him 4 times on the night. Roger Clemens trying to salvage the season. Darnell Cole swinging. Pena fakes to second. He's got his man caught, and he throws it into left field. Carter and Fernandez score. It's 3-0 Blue Jays. Are they better behaved in Toronto? Well, see, they don't run onto the field. They just kind of hang on the fence. To the 9th, would Stottlemyre get the shutout and complete game? Well, he helps himself by stopping the shot from Mo Vaughn, a career-high 10 strikeouts, and they were thinking about moving him to the bullpen. 5-0 the final. The Jays say Jack Morris is done for the season with a tear of his medial collateral ligament in his right elbow, so the talk of moving Stottlemyre to the bullpen is moot. Roger Clemens, meantime,
in a game that the Red Sox had to have just to keep the other teams in the AL Eastern race. First inning, Scott Fletcher off Henkin, driving his first pitch toward the gap in right center. It's a leadoff triple for the Red Sox hustling infielder. 2 batters later, Mo Vaughn past Alomar. Fletcher in, and the Red Sox have a 1-0 lead. Top of the 3rd, tied at 1. It's Fletcher again. The solo homer to left, 5th of the year, and the Red Sox with a 2-1 advantage. Then Toronto ties it in the 5th. Fletcher continues to beat up Henkin. A little blooper here, 3 for 3, so just a double shy of the cycle. Next batter, Greenwell, the blast off Henkin. Fletcher scoring ahead of Greenwell, 12th home run of the season for Mike, and a 4-2 Red Sox lead in the 9th. A 5-3 advantage. Fletcher going for the cycle in need of the double. Mark Eichhorn gives up the base hit. Fletcher denied of the cycle, but not denied of helping the Red Sox out to a 5-3 advantage.
6-7. He kicks 6-8. Not high enough, though, for Roberto Alomar. See you later. Home run number 17 for Alomar. Gets out of the park to right. 1-0 Jays after 1. How about more from Roberto in the 3rd? Rips this shot to right over the head of Rob Deere. Henderson and White score. Goes for a stand-up triple. 4-0 Toronto. Even the outs were hard in the 6th. John Olerud line drive. Breaks John Valentin's glove. Give me a new one. 4-1 Jays through 6.5. Dave Stewart very solid. Gets some help from his outfielders and right. Joe Carter coming on. The sliding catch. You know this hurts on that turf. In center field, Devon White, he's been doing it for years, uses the wheels to rob Scott Fletcher of a hit. To the 7th, Jays up 4-1, Minchie still in. Pat Borders says, see you later, too. He breaks a 48-game homerless drought. 5-1 Jays as Minchie gets pinchy. That doesn't rhyme, but I tried to force it anyway. Dave Stewart now 19-7. Lifetime against the Red Sox. Toronto finishing Scott hit
at Sky Dome. Good D by the Jays in this one. Fantastic, actually. Roberto Alomar taking the wild throw, but still able to apply the tag to Wade Boggs. He is one fantastic second baseman. Bottom of the 7th, Toronto up by a run when Devon White changed that
and put his team up by 3 runs by driving home Alfredo Griffin and Rickey Henderson, who is pumped up about being in another pennant race. Jays hold on to add to the misery of the Yanks. New York hasn't had a losing month the entire season until now. They're 8-14 in September. Other side of the coin.
Teammates looking to ice this thing. Canadian fans even brought the flag with them. Molitor gets the Jays going early in the second off of Cal Eldred, his 22nd of the year. Familiar surroundings for him. Jays lead 1-0. Got a sac fly, led 2-0. And that would be plenty for Pat Henkin. Here he freezes Greg Vaughn in the freezing rain. Dave Nilsson looking at a 3rd strike. And John Jaha, well, at least he swung the bat. Henkin struck out 7 6 2/3. Henkin also gets some fine defense as well. Tony Fernandez to the hole. The bloop throw to rob Greg Vaughn of a base hit. Then in the 9th, the closer, Dwayne Ward, in to finish it. The bubbly on ice. Looking for the double play ball to end it. Gets it. Can you count it? 6. Can you count it? 4, 3. That ends it. The Jays go on to celebrate. So Toronto heads into the postseason on your favorite role, the winning kind, with or without the seeds. With victories, though, for sure, to the tune of 13 of the last 15. Now grab your rain gear. We're going in.
Top 9, 2 outs. Kenyatte walks to bring up Randy Noor. Jay's dugout looks on as Noor needs a home run for the cycle. And Miss Jay Bambino of Oshawa could win $1 million if he goes deep. Oh, is he going deep? It's an 0-2 count. This is $1 million. Blow on it. No, it's caught. And that's the game. Blue Jays win at 6-4. Sorry, Miss Bambino. As for Cito Gaston, he hasn't yet made up his mind who's going to start the opener on Tuesday, correct?
Half-hit season for the Brew Crew. For the Jays, it's Willie Kenyatte. Shot to left. Coles goes into 3rd. Kenyatte trying for 2, and he is toast. Meanwhile, the little fur ball tells Kenyatte to wake up and smell the roses. But Kenyatte tries again. Shot down the left field line. Another throw to second. Here comes Kenyatte. Is he going to be safe this time? Toast. Ken Kaiser wants the little fur ball from Smell out of here. The grounds crew has a plan. They finally corner it. And the little Furmeister is to the wall. And he's gone. By the way, Jays won the game 9-6. Dwayne Ward gets his league-leading 45th save. Olerud, Johnny Olerud, drew his 33rd intentional walk of the season, tying Ted Williams. Blue Jays at the O's. Let's take a look in the second. It's Johnny Olerud at the plate. Doubles down the left field line. His 54th double. Most since Hal McRae at 54 in 77. Some good defense. Tony Fernandez. And it's a story of a man named Brady Anderson with the big leather. More good D. David Segui hits the shot to 3rd. Ed Sprague with a diving grab. Gets his man at 1st. Yes, they did score. Bases loaded in the 6th. Randy Noor doubles to left, scoring Joe Carter, John Olerud, and Ed Sprague. Jays win 6-2. Since the All-Star break, the O's lead the American League with 84 homers.
Camden Yards, speaking of home runs, Joe Carter taking a little BP. 2nd inning, Ben McDonald. Gone.
Smokes one high in the air.
Solo shot, 32nd on the year for Joe C. Carter's not done. We're still in the 2nd inning. McDonald again. Carter again. 33rd on the year. Voit can't come up with it. Trickles in. Roberto Alomar looking to break the 90 RBI barrier. Bases juiced. Still in the 2nd. 5 RBIs on the day for Robbie. 93 on the year. Jays win at 11-6. Alomar overtook Kenny Lofton for 3rd place in the batting race. Olerud, Molitor, Alomar finished 1-2-3 the first time since 1893.